Good to see you, Hunter. A new animal is entering the stage of the Hunter Classic, and it's quite an interesting one. In this video, I will show you some of the basics, where to find the Puma and how to hunt it. And what rifle would be better fitting than the 6.5 by 55 Panther.
Well, surely happiness can be found. Surely there's someone for me. Oh, who cares? Yes, who cares for me?
The reserve is Timber Gold Trails, and you can already tell from my tent placements where I've been searching and finding pumas. They do like the mountains for sure. I found them around here, up in the high mountains, where there's only usually bighorn sheep and white-tailed ptarmigans. Even here, where there isn't much else, I've been seeing them around here as well. This is a good area. But they do say you might find some of them down here south of the river actually. Up here in these mountains. This is where you will find your pumas, mountain lions, cougars. As you will search for the puma, you might follow tracks, you might get a call, you might have a sighting. How can you lure the puma? Of course, the jackrabbit call will work just nicely. In fact, you can use all the same lures as for the bobcat and Eurasian lynx. There's also the e-collar, which I highly recommend. There is a USB stick that you can put in that. We will use that later. Then there is a scent spray available. And also the motion predator decoys will work. If you put them down and the puma sees it, it will come and stay close to it. So much for the theory. Let's get started. Let's get our Panther gun ready. Ooh. Did I just get a call? I think I just heard something actually. Let's see on the map where we are. This is the tent that I'm using. Again, in the middle of the mountains. There's bighorn sheep here. There is white-tailed ptarmigans. And now the puma. What I would do is I would walk around, look for a call, look for tracks. And once I have a sign, I would try and lure the cat. I would use the e-collar, which has a range of 220 meters. But while I was doing here the intro, I think I heard a cat already, so we will walk into this direction and see what we get. Similar to the other cats, the puma is quite shy. It will run away from you pretty quickly. The difference though is that it will attack you. If you can surprise it, if you can sneak up to it, it will attack you. Same effect as some of the other animals like the feral hawk or the moose or the bears. You will be hurt and you have to heal yourself, or you have to fast travel to a tent or lodge. So the puma will attack very quickly, it's very fast, and then it'll run away. Even if you heal yourself, not quite easy to find it. And there is a call now, straight ahead. This is on the beta system, by the way. My tracking level is still pretty low, so I'm not sure how accurate these circles are, or I should say I'm sure they're not very accurate. But now we have a call. I will sneak a bit closer. I will deploy the e-collar. And then we should have a cat walking in. However, it's interesting, the chances that the puma comes is not 100%. You might set out your e-collar and then wait forever. Hopefully you can hear these noises. This is very similar to the bobcat and Eurasian lynx. Some noises in between that you cannot pick up with the hunter mate. With the bobcats, it's a meow. With the lynx, it's a bit more of a roar. And now this is definitely a roar, a noise that the puma makes that you cannot pick up. But once you hear this, you can know one is close. I'm not sure where I should set up my collar because of this hill here in between. I should have a good sight when the Puma walks in. Let me look for a better place here. Or maybe we set it up and then walk up to the mountain. But here in the tall grass, I don't want to lay down and lure a Puma in. It will certainly maul me. Oh, here's a track, by the way. It won't tell me the age. In fact, it won't give me much information due to the low tracking level. Oh, wow. So this is the Puma track, and I think it's really close now. I will just set out the collar here. I will often reference to bobcat and lynx because I've hunted many of them. If it is similar with the Puma, then once you start luring, it's not as spooky as it used to be without. And if you look now at the e-collar, now we have 4 animals that we can lure: bobcat, lynx, wolf, and now the Puma. And the pickup function is now in the middle. This is what it sounds like. And now I will get out of here. I have to say I'm a bit lucky finding a Puma so quickly. Sometimes you have to run around quite a bit. The best approach, the best strategy for me is if you keep running, once you find the Puma or the bobcat or the lynx for that matter, yes, you will find fleeing tracks, but they don't run forever. They will run 150 meters maybe, and then they will just stay still and take some time to just to calm down. And this is the time where you can set up your e-collar. Use a tree stand if you can. Get up in a tree stand, or like I do here, I will use a hill. Hopefully I can crawl up this hill here and then observe the collar. And after some time the cat will calm down and come to the collar. And like said, it'll be pretty dull at that point. Once you have an e-collar going, it will not detect you very quickly. So I will keep waiting here until this cat hopefully comes in. Oh, here's the e-collar. Pretty difficult to see, but I know where it is. So let's wait and see. Been looking around for the longest time and missed it. There it comes out of the shrubs. There's our Puma. And it's quite a big one. I've seen them go over 100 kilograms. Permitted weapons for the Puma is the same list as bighorn sheep or wolves. Very similar list. Of course, the wiki will be updated. You will see it there. But certainly most of the weapons that you can use for wolves or for bighorn, you can use here as well, if not even the very same list. So that makes it easier. If you bring your weapons on a hunt, you can hunt Puma, you can hunt all the other animals just as much. Very nice. I have to say I really like the animations. Now I have to crouch though so I can look down. There goes the Puma. Sometimes they spook from the e-collar. Sometimes they just stand there. And now you have to enjoy the animations. I don't want to fumble around too much, but here you go. Isn't that a great looking animal? Oh, wow. Oh, there's another one. I thought I said they are pretty rare. There's another one. Although a common one. Oh, let me turn off the e-collar if I can. I'm too far away now. No, I can. They might actually pick a fight now. They do the same as the lynx. Two cats very close. They might pick a fight. This is a large male. So of course they are solitary hunters. They will be on their own, but with the e-collar, of course, you can bring them into the same place. This is a female. Oh wow, I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble. Yes, it attacked me. I was far enough away. That happens with the attacks of the animals. If there's something in between, an obstacle, they will try and attack, but then run away. Oh well, now we couldn't shoot one, but we could see two of them. A nice big male and also a female. And I think the male spooked from must have seen me fumbling around here. Once I turned off the e-collar again with no collar running, they are much more sensitive. I will try and find this cat now. I will follow the tracks and then we'll try and harvest it. You might remember my Let's Hunt Bighorn Sheep. I said up here, hunting and tracking bighorn sheep might be one of the toughest. It's definitely hard to hunt because of the tracking is really difficult in this area. A lot of little obstacles, some tall grass, and I have equally the same trouble finding tracks from the Puma. So that's the two sides of the coin. On one hand, tracking is really difficult. On the other hand, you have wide open views. So you might have a chance of seeing one or seeing the one that you're tracking. Somewhere out here it is. I will keep following it. But like I said, the tracking is really difficult. And especially if you don't have the collar on or if you don't have any lure that you applied, the Puma will be quite sensitive. So ideally up here, since there's not many other animals, you might get another call. That's also one positive. Bighorn sheep have very few, well, no calls whatsoever. Very few noises that they make. Very few times that you pick up something on the hunter mate. Same is true for the ptarmigans. Sometimes they do call, but not very often. I have found that the Puma really calls plenty of times, so you can pick up calls. And ideally, if you stalk one, if it calls, then of course you know where it is, and you can start luring it again. So I will just keep going, and really essential, look ahead, see if you can spot it somewhere. Do this often, otherwise the animal will see you before you see it. So let's keep going here. So this is really tough, as I said. Stalking, tracking in a Puma up here is really difficult. Look on my hunter mate how many tracks I've found. But I kept going in this direction. It cannot cross the border. You can see the dotted line on the hunter mate. It will certainly not go beyond that. So it has to stay within here. And lo and behold, it just called again. So what I will do is, once again, like I said before, I will put down my e-collar and I will wait until it comes in. And then this time for sure I will shoot it. So let's put the collar down here and let me see where I can observe it. You can hear it clearly. One of those calls that you cannot identify with the hunter mate. I will call back. So now the Puma and the e-collar can have a little discussion. And once they meet, then hopefully my bullet will meet the Puma. So let's wait until it comes in. And then this time we'll shoot it. Well, hello. Let's see if that's our big male. Yes, it is. Let's shoot it before it spooks. And then finally our little Puma is down. Our big Puma, we should say. Let's go and pick it up. The new Puma has trophy poses that you can also pick up in the store. So we will look at the Puma and we will look at these poses. Beautiful animal. This one is a heavy male, like we said, over 92 kilograms. It's scored 15.5. That's not a bad score from what I've seen. And now let's look at the animal from close. The sun is good, so we can hopefully zoom in a little bit. There you go. Oh, wow. I mean, this is really great. You can see the black lines around the eyes, the typical signature lines there. The reddish nose. Look at the whiskers and the eyebrows. I mean, this is a great job. We have been stalking this Puma up in the mountains, which is one way for doing it. You look for tracks and you listen for calls and then you follow one or you lure one in. Another way for doing it, for hunting the Puma, is stand hunting, again with the e-collar. This time we're down here. This is my location with the tree stand with the e-collar around this river, which is, I believe, a good place. And now what we'll do is simply turn on the e-collar. And after much waiting, we do have a Puma coming in. The wolf here is rather coincidence. He will not be lured unless I change the sound. Looks like we have a dark red variation coming here. The Puma will make other animals nervous. In fact, they will spook, similar to animals spooking from the wolves, from the grizzlies. So this is going to be a really busy reserve now, with all the animals spooking from wolves, from submarine pumas, from the grizzlies. But there's not too many pumas around. And what it's not sure, what we never know, is if a new animal is introduced, will any other animals be reduced? We don't know. So I will shoot this Puma with the bow before it gets too close here this time. I'll turn off the e-collar so it doesn't spook. Not a good shot, but we'll track it down. Dead Puma coming up. All bow shots will lead to death. And here is our Puma. And it was indeed a dark red variation. Again, a large male, and look at the money you're getting. You would be getting 158 GM dollars. This is pretty good. And here is our cat. So much for the new Puma in Timber Gold Trails. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. Stay in touch.